What's up, everyone? This is, your favorite criminal, I guess. Defiance County's biggest criminal. Most wanted, right? I guarantee that. You won't believe what they're doing to me now. Anyways, so I give a shout out to Charles, contacted me with this information I'm going to be sharing in a minute. But currently I'm taking whiskey on his walk. He wanted to get out here and find some stuff to pee on. So I'll get ready. I get done doing that, and then we'll get in here. We'll head over to my little storage locker and see if the camera will fire up, see if the computer will fire up, and I'll share some information with you. Defiance County, guess what they're trying to pull on me now? It's pretty funny, really. Kinda, but not, right? I'm such a huge criminal, right? Innocent man is such a huge criminal, and the stuff they're pulling just don't stop. They just won't quit. And, that tells you I'm gaining a little ground very slowly. Anyways, so we get done with his walk. We'll get in here and I'll share two things I'll share with you. I want to share something I found that was shared on the Here's the Deal channel. So shout out to Brian there. Hey, brother, check my shit out and help me out here, get some traction on what I got going on. And then I'll share with you what they're pulling on me now. And anyways, we'll get to it after we get done with our walk.
About me. When I tell you something, I mean it. I'm a man of my word. So, 10,000. Okay? Commercial surety or 10% thereof. You can't post bond? See ya.
Are you a public official? The record that knows Jim Murray does not want to face the public for our concerns.
My name is Lawrence Steele. I'm an enemy of this state. I invite you, as I take a look and show you the corruption in this city, the lives ruined, and the people behind it.
Because you failed to abide by the rules, now you put some money up. Oh, see, we have record. It's all on record. Everything we're saying right now is on record. Case number CRV 211129. Kyle, Steel.
All right, how's it going, everyone? First, let me just say, I'm having issues with editing and getting all my stuff together, on this. My life sucks right now, okay? And, I've got two different views I can give you during my videos, and that's me out walking or sitting in my truck on these cold days, or me sitting in this storage closet, which is what it is. I put this, crappy background up. It's just some curtains I found that to hide the 40-year-old wallpaper that's up in the storage closet that I'm using, because that's what I got available to me right now to get this stuff done. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much time. We'll get down to, I got two, I'm going to show you what's going on and update what's going on with me, and it's pretty ridiculous to see how Defiance County is operating. But before that, and towards the end here, there's two important points I want to make, and we'll get to that towards the end after I show you what they're doing to me. One of them is a point made on the Here's the Deal channel. Another one is a point I'm going to make based on some memes being shared out there. Okay, so I mean, we'll get down to it. You know, my life sucks, period. It sucks right now. This is the worst thing. I'm living in the worst conditions I could imagine right now, or that I would have imagined this going to. And you know, I don't, people can say what they want, but I don't deserve this. And it just sucks. It's horrible. Just how I have to live right now, it is horrible. And who caused this on me? The Defiance County officials. Okay, and I'm not, and like always, I'm not, I've got my own sins to attain to, like we all do on our own selves. And I have, you know, I'm not perfect, or, you know, nothing like that, but I'm not a criminal, at least especially not in the sense they tried to make me out to be one. Because all this stuff going on, I'm having trouble keeping my mind focused. So it's been a while since I put some videos out. My mind's just all over the place, and I try to I've got a few videos I'm working on that I'm trying to script out so I can follow along, you know, present it better, to be, you know, stay on track. Because otherwise I sometimes get all over the place, because I get on here unscripted and my mind goes all over. But, you know, so what's going on here in Defiance County, Ohio is just sickening and ridiculous. And what they've done to me is sickening and ridiculous. And you can see my old videos already up. It is what it is, right? And so that, you know, that's why I keep giving a shout out to these other audit channels or stuff like Here's the Deal. You know, check my stuff out. Help me out. Somebody help me gain some traction, get some notice on what's going on here. It is sickening and ridiculous. Okay, like I did, just on my case alone, you know, it's a battle, and I'm 100% innocent. And, you know, I did a video of just a minute here, and I'll show you what they're pulling now. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, but first, you know, I did a video on Rob Schaefer's case here out of Defiance, Ohio, and that involved the Defiance City Police. And what's going on there is, you know, what they did was wrong. It's 100% wrong. But, you know, they're being wrecked over the coals over this for, you know, what they've done to him, they do to a lot of people every day. And I'm not trying to take away from what they've done to him, but it's gained all kinds of attention. And my thing is, I don't want attention for my, it's not about getting attention for my case. It's about getting somebody to step up and say, hey, you guys are wrong. Okay, because I assure you, what they did to me is 10 times worse than what they did to Rob Schaefer. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from it. I did, if you want to check out that video, if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's been published a while ago now, but it's a crime he didn't commit. And I get down to what they pulled on him and steps you can take to fight back on that. And but my thing is about that is what they did is wrong, yes, and it needs dealt with. But the problem is that what they did to me is 100%, 10 times worse is what I'm saying. Okay, I've lost right now currently, like I said, I'm sitting here in the storage closet filming this video. I run a extension cord to power up my, charge up my stuff. And otherwise I've got a space from right here. That's the, you know, as far as I can stretch out my arms and as far as I can reach over to the camera, that's as much room as I got to do this. Otherwise I do it, make some videos while outside, taking my dog for a walk, or sitting in my vehicle while we hang out at the parks, stuff like that. But lately it's been pretty chilly, you know. But, you know, they've taken everything from me, and I've committed no crime. But they proceed to try to make it look like I'm a criminal, like I've done something wrong. What they've done to me is 100% wrong. And, you know, you can watch my other videos to see some of my testimony, and as more videos come out, I'm going to give testimony to my whole life. I've got nothing to hide. and that's a thing. You know, sometimes it causes problems. You know, I have you know, I'll post stuff on Facebook, and I'll get even people that aren't even on my friends list will react to that stuff, and it makes it look like whatever. But you know, like everyone thinks the stuff I'm posting is personal for them or something, or like somehow I'm interested in them, or you know, stuff like that. And you know, but I do that stuff because I have nothing to hide, and nothing about my life do I have to hide, and they do, you know. But on the other hand, the system that's coming against me has everything to hide. We can all watch these, do this research and jump down these rabbit holes. You know, the next video I'm going to do probably after this one is going to talk about jumping down the rabbit hole of our own selves, right? Because you want to discover all this creepy stuff going on in the world, but we don't want to look inside ourselves and see where, you know, but we'll get to that later. That's a subject for another thing. Anyways, you know, they've taken everything from me, and the people who's acted against me have everything to hide. They hide their lives completely. Like, you know, that just tells you what kind of people they are, who you're dealing with, on any level, whether it be public servants or people in your personal life. They have everything to hide. I have nothing to hide. That's why I'll throw stuff out there. That's what I'm getting at. I'll throw everything out there, and my stuff's public, and because I'm showing the world that I have nothing to hide. But meanwhile, once in a while you run into issues because you get people that hardly even know you, and they, you know, start reacting to your stuff as if you're talking to them or something. But you know, it is what it is. We'll get down to some of that stuff and how it affects people in probably my next video. I got some important stuff I want to share about what's going on in this world, but and what's going on with each and every one of us ourselves. But anyways, so you know, of course, anyone that has paid attention, if you haven't, thanks. And I'll give right now I want to give a shout out to Charles. I don't know, I should use your full name or anything at this moment. I don't know that, you know, if you're trying to keep low key or not, but he did a article for me on his blog, and I'll try to leave a link in the description. I don't have it right in front of me at this moment, so you can check that out. And it's also, if you happen to be see me on my Facebook, it's public. It's posted on there, and but he got a hold of me, and it reached out, and you know, sometimes at first you wonder because you're like, what is this? Is this some kind of scam? Somebody set me up or something? But he gets a hold of me, and it's hard because first I want to say to anyone who's reaching out for the article on Media Defiance, or through any of my stuff, that you want help with your stuff, or you want to talk about your stuff that's going on here locally. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm getting hit with a lot of spam to my the business email, right? And huge, big time. And I know who's behind it. It's the people in the system behind it hit me with all this spam stuff going on, and it really messes me up getting down to all these emails coming in from the real concerned people. So, but I want to point out that I'm not ignoring anyone. Give it time, I will get to you. And if you think maybe I just haven't seen it, go ahead and resend your stuff. That's fine. And eventually I'll be able to see it and reach out to you. But also take in mind the situation they've caused on me. It makes it real hard for me to get anything done. So anyways, Charles gets a hold of me and says, hey, do you mind if I reach out to you? I've got some stuff about a police report on Lawrence Steele. So I get back, hold him, yeah, I'm Lawrence Steele. You go ahead and I said, what is it? He's City Police Department report. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what are you talking about? Why would the Defiance Police Department have a report on me other than I've been trespassed? And so I'm thinking that's what it is. So I give him my email, tell him to send it to me, and he does. And that's what we're going to bring up right now. You know, it's just, let's go ahead and bring this up. Here we have the Defiance Police Department. Okay, first of all, where I'm I've not come off on the Defiance City Police Department at all. I've tried my best to show them respect. I'm not out to disrespect them unless they show me a proper reason to. But otherwise, them, like anyone else, I expect you to uphold your oath and protect our constitutional rights. And so what's happened to me in my life is started with the Defiance County Sheriff's Department. They ruined my life. They've taken literally everything from me. And they've done way worse than just take my personal belongings, which they still have. It's 4 months now, and they've stolen my property. That's 100, you watch my other videos. It's fact, okay? If I come to you and force you out of your house and take your stuff and don't let you have it, what is that? That's theft. If I have a weapon on me, that's armed robbery, right? But suddenly, let's say I throw on a badge. Suddenly it's okay for me to show up and tell you what to do and accuse you of stuff you didn't do, and because of that, let it lead into you losing your job, losing your livelihood, and losing, and then coming and taking everything from you and refusing to give it back. What is that? That's armed robbery. That's theft. And nobody wants, one of the biggest problems in this world is the ignorance of the people around us, and I apologize in advance, but it could be even the people watching this. I believe that the 322 subscribers I currently have watching my stuff, I believe you're probably the smartest of the bunch, right? That you understand. That's why you're following along. You see what's going on, and you understand that this stuff's wrong. So I have confidence in that. But I have friends and family, and I'm not, and I don't want any certain friends or family who are sympathetic to my situation and understanding. I don't want them to take it wrong and think that I'm calling them out as well, because I'm not. I do know who does have my back and who does see what's going on here. I got some good friends that are understanding about that stuff, right? But I got other, not everybody's actually your good friends, right? I got certain friends and family that are just ignorant, and I hate to say that, because some of these people I have a high amount of respect for. But we'll get to that towards the end of this, because I'll point out what I'm talking about. The thing is, they act like it's okay what's been done to me, and it is not. It is not okay. And they've done more than just take my personal belongings. They've entered into my life and ruined my personal life. They've taken there's one thing they've affected and taken from me that I'll probably never ever get back, and that's the only thing I give a shit about, right? That's the only thing I truly care about. Okay, you can take all the other stuff, everything you got right now. I deserve it back. It's my stuff. It belongs to me. It should be returned to me. My bed, my motorcycle, my safe, my one of my guitars, and different items like that. Some money I had in the house. It was all my property. It's mine. It belongs to me. You guys don't deserve it, and you don't have a right to keep me from it, right? That's just a fact. But I'll get in, more later on. But then they become between me and another person. Now, me and this other person, right, truly was already having some issues we were dealing with. A little bit of dumbness on my side, a little bit of dumbness on that side, right? And, but then we got other things affecting us in our lives, me over here, them over there, right? And right in the heart of that, they come in, and not only do they take over control, like they're our mommy and daddy, right? Like they're allowed to tell us what to do, who we're allowed to talk to, and all this. Not only do they interfere in that, but then they go behind each other's back. They come to me telling me this person said this and that about me, and then go and tell her that I said this and that about her, and none of it was true. Okay, do you see what they did? They planted seeds there and caused a real true problem, in which this person has their own demons to look into and fight off, but I too have my own. I can't sit here and act like I'm perfect or innocent. And I'm not going to say that I did a whole bunch of stuff deserving of what I've done, of what's happened to me. That I didn't. Okay, but I did push some limits there, right? And I did, at the wrong time, harden my heart against this person. And, you know, I'm starting to see some of that now, but what led to that is these crook, disgusting people that are supposed to be our public servants, that are supposed to be upholding the good of mankind, right? These people came in and planted seeds to destroy each of us against each other, right? This is my family, right? This is at that time in my life, this is my family. This is exactly what I have: my home and the people in it, my family, right? And they destroyed that. They did that through the sheriff's department and the prosecutor here. You know, the sheriff's department accused me of crime I didn't admit and didn't commit. And when they showed up to the home, you know, when they showed up to investigate, to do their investigation found that no crime happened. But they chose anyways, even though I wasn't there, they chose to come to my work and go onto my workplace property and accuse me of hurting someone, which I did not do. They accused me of crime and then arrested me and threw me in jail. You know, this is what I'm getting at with Rob Schaefer's case. He didn't do any time in jail. I done 4 nights in jail, 4 nights I didn't deserve. I was innocent, right? And in the meantime, while they do that, then they tell me I'm not allowed in my own house, right? They took away my rights. And they did it without following due process. Okay, and when I questioned them about it, they ignored my question and told me they had a right to do that. And the judge tried to blow it off like he had a right to do that, and he did not. Okay, and then meantime, they're telling this person something and telling me something, making us believe some stuff that is not true about each other. And it's just rotten, and it's not right. This is what they did to me. And my employer then steps in because they're connected to the sheriff's department, and you know, I let it go on through these pre-trials and give him my lawyer, my freaking lawyer who I paid. He wasn't a court-appointed lawyer; he was a paid lawyer. I give him all this money and before I pay him, before I hire him, I tell him, look here, dude, this is how I believe the system is. And if you're a part of, you know, you'll get blackballed and all this. Oh yeah, he agrees with me. That's true. And I said, my point is, if you can't beat my case, don't take it. Oh, he assures me that, oh, I've got quite a case there to look at. And what I'm saying, if what I'm saying is true, it should be an easy win. Well, then instead of making it an easy win, which I find out later that he had everything to make it an easy win, instead he sides with them and, whacks them off. And that's exactly what he did. And then runs me through these long ass pre-trials while I'm living through the winter time in my truck. And, all this is said in other videos. The thing is, these people acted against me. And then my employer decides to step in because they're connected to the sheriff's department. And once I threatened to sue, I told my lawyer, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm going to sue. And then 2 weeks later, within 2 weeks, I lose my job. My employer cuts my employment. They wanted me to throw this person under the bus. The person they're calling the alleged victim, who stepped up, and was not aware of this, stepped up and said, I'm not a victim, right? This ain't how it is. And instead they ignored her. But the whole time telling me she's saying this stuff against me. I don't know any better. All I know is that even though they made me believe all that and I didn't know the truth, when it came down to it, my employer brought me in there, and that meeting was, sure enough, it's kind of like a person in the music business or entertainment industry, right? Or politicians in high places to sell your soul, right? Pretty much this is a kind of a sell your soul kind of deal. This is truth, okay? They call me in there, and pretty much how it went down is, if you could switch your blame and understand that you need to blame this person for calling the police on you, and let it all fall down on her, then we can make this go away and you can keep your job. right? That's what it was coming down to. But I'm more honorable than that. You know, the rest of the world can be dishonorable, that's fine, but I'm more honorable than that. And this person meant everything to me. Okay, this was my whole reason for everything. Okay, my whole reason for holding down that job, my whole reason for being a good person. Okay, I'm not a perfect person, and I started looking at my ways long before this stuff happened. It's been a long journey, and you know, for a long time now, I've put away some of my sins that I've committed in the past, and I've put those behind me, and repented of a lot of stuff. But you know, you always have those little sins that are still living in, and I've been taking a look at my life for a long time. So before this happened, I was already on this deep dive into myself, seeing who I was and where I could improve. It's a long road, it's not easy, and but you know, so the point is, they want me to take a crap on this person and let everything come back on them. And you know, pretty much that's pretty much what I can't tell you word for word everything that was said during that meeting, but this is my employer stepping in on behalf of the sheriff's department, and what they're telling me is you either side against that person and quit blaming the sheriff's department, quit blaming the court, or you're going to not have a job. And then they bring this notepad, right, with all this stuff written on it, and I'm like, oh, what is this, my employment record? No, that notepad was a list of everything I owned, and pretty much what they were saying is I should bow down to them because it's because of them that I have everything. You know, that's how that's how this world operates. You can do your research and find about secret societies and all that, and we read about this stuff or watch videos about it, and we imagine that it's in high places. The thing is, I'm telling you, it's all around you. Okay, it's right here in Defiance County. These secret societies that are controlling the world, they're at war against me. And that's the truth. I don't, you know, you can take it for what it is, but it's the truth, and everything I'm saying proves it. And nothing that I've put out in my videos is a lie. Everything they're saying is a lie, right? So the thing is, I refuse to do that. I'm like, no, this me and this person might have issues against each other, but this is my whole world. Okay, this is my whole reason for everything, and I'm not gonna side against them so that you guys can brush this off and I can keep my job, and I can they were gonna drop the charges because then they were gonna turn the charges over on this person and find some stupid stuff to charge her with because they still need it, right? But I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not throwing somebody under the bus, okay, for you guys, for you satanic evil bastards. I'm not gonna do that, right? So I refused to do that, and I lost my job. And now so then when I made a complaint against my employer, then within 2 weeks they show up at my house, kick me out of my house by force with guns out, and take everything I own, refuse to give it back, including my tools, which is my way to make a decent, honest living. Okay, now they're in control of stuff, and you know, like I got certain relatives, oh, you know, did you apply here to keep, you know, different relatives and friends and stuff, they'll tell me about these jobs, and then they'll get on my case. Did you apply? You better get out there. I've already applied twice. Okay, the only thing I can do is apply. I can't force a place to hire me. Yeah, they're hiring everybody in 50 miles, but I'm not getting hired. Why is that? What do you think's going on there? It's because of people over here pulling the strings, okay? My employer being one of them, being way up, high up in this pyramid, and this is all fact. And they want to pull the strings and make sure that I don't get a job that will get me out of this situation and afford me a lawyer to take corrective action, right? They're making sure they're holding me under their boot. And that's exactly what's going on. And here's what I'm going to show you here now. What they're pulling now, it just proves it, okay? But so the point is, I have more honor than that. And this person meant more to me than they will ever know. And so when I was faced with that decision, you know, to me, it's like a sell your soul kind of thing. I'm not selling my soul. I'm not selling out the people I love, right? And, you know, yeah, we might have some issues against each other, with each other or whatever, but we can work those out in our way. You guys don't get to step in and come between that. But that's exactly what they did. And that relationship is like, what? You know, I can't even say now, you know, I've not spoken in with this person in however long now, right? It kills me. It destroys me. And it's rough. And what added to that? You know, yeah, my heart got hardened through some of that, and I've taken some measures that really, you know, a stance that really I kind of didn't want to take, but I felt I had to, and that was because they, you know, came in and they really planted a seed, and it caused my heart to harden. And not that it makes that person totally innocent or whatever, you know. Yeah, they got their own issues too. We all have our own issues, but it really put things into a direction I didn't want to go, and now here I am stuck with that, right? Stuck with that in agony, right? So here's what's going on. So I didn't know that the city police, you know, this is how they are retaliating, continuously retaliating against me. They refuse to give up. Okay, I was starting to write out some scripts for some new videos to go in a little bit different a direction. You know, everybody says forget about it, move on, start all over. Well, the problem is they don't realize what starting all over means, right? What does starting all over means? I'm tired of getting several years into my life and getting my life built up and being told, boom, now you got to start all over. I'm tired of that. You know, I don't want to start all over. I want to pick up the pieces and move on. Okay, but I'm not allowed to do that. They're telling me I have to 100% start over, start from nothing, right? And that's ridiculous, and it ain't right. And, you know, the people in your life that want to tell you just get over it and start over, they don't understand what they're really saying. Okay, they don't want to take a grasp on what's really going on right here in our own community. Okay, and I appeal to you, if you're one of my family members or friends or relatives, whatever, that know me, but your stance is, oh, I should just get over it and move on and start over. I appeal to you to take a minute to really grasp what is going on in this situation, right? Because like I said, you know, the news comes out, Toledo 11 comes out with Rob Schaefer's case, and I'm not at all trying to take anything away from Rob Schaefer's case, right? But what they did to him was wrong, yes. But how is what they did to me not 10 times worse? Wait a minute, what? Right, as always, crickets. And, you know, take a grasp on just what this local community has done to me. And this is a community that I assure you, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I can back up what I'm saying. I've prevented more crime in this county than the Defiance County Sheriff ever has. That's the fact. In fact, they've been behind more crimes. They are more criminal than I ever was in my life, and I've been involved in some pretty serious stuff, right? And, you know, and I've done a lot of different things to help things in this community, because I believe in my community. We are all here together and we need to help each other out. And I've been behind really good stuff. I'm not trying to, I'm not the only one. I'm not trying to just give myself a bunch of glory or nothing like that. I'm just stating facts here, okay? And these are the facts. I'm a good person, and I don't need somebody to tell me I'm a good person. I just know I am, right? And my actions prove it. And we'll get to that in another video. You got to watch out with the people you have around you that, you know, that try to make you out to be a bad person. But I'm this community who I would have once went to bat for, wants to throw me under the rug, right? Brush me under the rug. Our authorities want to act against me and pull all this nasty stuff, right? When they should be more thankful to me than, I mean, let's be honest. At one time in my life, I could have brought any criminal group into this county and been the head of it. It was offered to me. I was pretty much given a ticket. Which group do you want to bring in? And I chose not to do that because I knew it wouldn't be the right. But the fact of the matter is, if I wanted to be a criminal, I would 100% be able to make these guys earn their paychecks, okay? But I choose not to go that route. And I've chosen time and time again not to go that route. But what are they doing? They're trying to come at me. So so Charles sends me this stuff, and I take a look at it, and the first thing that shows up is the Defiance Police report, primary narrative by Sergeant Doctor. So first of all, I'll give a shout out to Sergeant Doctor. He's shown me respect, and I got, at this time, no reason to disrespect him or anything. Yeah, and but I feel for you, bro. Let me give you an apology ahead of time, because it's not a sincere apology. It is what it is. But your boss is forcing you to watch all my videos. All I want to say is the least you could do is hit that like button while you're watching it, okay? And that's for anyone watching this. Go ahead and hit that like button, right? But Mr. Sergeant Doctor, please hit the like button. They're forcing you to watch my videos to try to get me for a crime. Hit the like button. Here's what we're getting down to. So the first thing is I got trespassed off of property, right? And that's the thing that pops up when I first see this report. I'm like, oh, well, this is nothing new to me. They called me and I said, yeah, I got no, because I showed up to do my laundry, and I happened to look over, and while we're waiting for the laundry to get done at the laundromat, there's another thing. I got my own washer and dryer. Where is it at? Who knows? It's stolen from me. But instead, I gotta go now depend on the laundromat, and just whatever. I can't even get the dog hair out of my clothes using this freaking laundromat, and then your clothes don't smell right, stuff like that. Where I had my own washer and dryer that I worked hard for. But I guess I owe it to my company that I worked for. The only reason I had that was because of them, obviously, according to them, right? They think they are God. And that's what's happening in our world, in our communities. You hear about this stuff and you think, oh, there's some secret society pulling the strings and controlling everything. And you think, well, that's talking about presidents and musicians and actors and actresses, right? No, it's talking about your whole community. Your judges and lawyers and cops right here in your very own community strings are being pulled. And I can put that all together just from what's happened to me. Anyways, so, and Sergeant Doctor, what I'm saying is true, right? So anyway, so on October 6, 2023, at 1442, Lawrence Steele came to the police department and reported that he was robbed by the Defiance County Sheriff's Office. After speaking with him, I was able to determine that he was evicted from the address by the Defiance County Sheriff's Office. Okay, so first thing I want to do is, yes, that's already on video. I showed up to, just like I did to the state police, I've tried to use all resources, and they all lie and say they can't do nothing about it. Okay, I did show up to the police department, and that's on video, and if you want to check it out, and I reported my stuff being stolen. Now he says that's out of their jurisdiction. We'll get to that in a minute. But the thing is, look how they word this stuff. I was able to determine that he was evicted from, my address, right? I was not. That's what they call. And the sheriff don't evict you. Okay, that's not exactly what went on here. Okay, and when I try to tell these guys, they ignore the facts of the matter. And the fact is that the court unlawfully ordered me out of my home because they did not follow the law the way they're supposed to. They ignored my response to this stuff and just said, no, you're getting out of the house. They sided with the bank automatically, right? And they advised me to seek advice from an attorney, right? That's how that's going to go. So this I already knew about. I was like, oh, okay, that's your police report? No, it gets better than that. Now we go to the next page. And this is when I showed up to, this is a separate report, right? I showed up, I was doing my laundry, and meanwhile, I let my dog Whiskey, we get out, and we take a little walk so that he can have his walk and, do his business. And I happened to look over in this apartment area, and I looked over, which they want to black out, you know, they want to, I can't even think of the name of the apartments at this time, but it's in that video if you want to watch it, you know, because now they want to hide this information. But I looked over and I seen a sheriff's car over there. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So I turned on the camera and I walked over and I walked through the parking lot. That's all I did. Okay, walked through the parking lot just to say, oh, look what we got going on here. Just being dumb, right? And then I ran into somebody that lived at the place, was talking to him for a few minutes, and I never asked where they lived at. I never asked which exact apartment does this cop live at. And there was 2 different cop cars there, one sheriff's cars, one on one end, one on the other. So that means they lived in a couple different. Well, the dude ended up telling me. I didn't ask him. I just said, "Do they live here?" Right? Yeah, I just wanted to know if they lived here or what was their reason for being there. Was my whole thing. It don't matter to me which exact apartment they live in, but I made a comment on there as, see what happens, I bust down their door and take their stuff, right? It's the truth, right? They're allowed to do it to me. Why ain't I allowed to do it to them? Now it's a crime, or that's what they're trying to point it out to be, right? So let's show this. So now this is the report that came from that. On 10/27/2023 at 11:52, I was requested by Chief Schaefer to go to the Defiance County Sheriff's Office regarding a complaint with Lawrence Steele. On arrival, I was directed to a YouTube channel that Lawrence was operating by dispatcher McCurdy, where several videos were posted regarding the Defiance County Sheriff's Department. Do you understand what's going on here, right? So the YouTube channel is called America Uncensored and is linked to americauncensored.net. I was advised to speak with the Defiance County Prosecutor's Office about the issue. I spoke with Prosecutor Furness, who I don't know who that is, who requested that I review the conduct of Lawrence Steele due to him escalated and visiting the residence of sheriff's deputies. Too bad. It's an apartment complex, right? And you guys visited and escalated things on my property when I told you you were not there. I trespassed them off my property and they still showed up anyways, right? But they think because they have a badge, they can tell me I'm trespassed from somewhere and I dare not show up or I'll be arrested and thrown in jail, charged with a crime, right? But when I show up to their office or show up to them man to man and say, hey, what's this mean? And you ain't got enough balls to tell me the truth. And I say, well, you're not welcome on my property, and now you break that trespass and you show up on my property. You broke the law, but nobody holds you accountable, right? The sheriff's department. And now they want to get all scared and all this and that, they, you know, whatever. So the channel was created on November 2012, you know, so here they are already, you know, and I assure you they're getting me censored out a little bit because I was on my views were going up, everything was going good, and then suddenly I hit a flat spot, right? Suddenly I'm not getting as many subscribers, not getting as many views after they did this, right? The channel, right? The AmericanCensor.net domain is owned by Media Defiance LLC. The intro video for the channel features scenes from Waco, Texas, and various police officers and military-style equipment. Some of scenes have Grand Theft Auto art filter overlaying them. Now, let me be clear. There's no Grand Theft Auto stuff in my videos or intro video or nothing like that. That's all me editing a video together. And I advise you to check out my intro video. And what, you know, it speaks for itself. It's showing you how this started back in the 90s with Waco and with Ruby Ridge. It's showing you this stuff, how our government, our law enforcement has acted against us and continues, and it's only gotten worse because we've let it slide, right? You tell me what happened in Waco, Texas. You want to take their narrative, or do you want to see what you can see for your own eyes? As they went there without being under threat, without being attacked, and they went there and burned people alive. Children. They burned children alive and walked away and got away with it. Your FBI did that, right? So, yeah, that's why that's on there. It's to make the point, okay? It's not a crime, but they want to try to make this stuff out to be a crime. Anyone who stands up for stuff, the system is trying to make this out to be a crime. I'm not saying sergeant doctors, obviously, not trying to say, but this is the way they're taught to, they got to make sure they point that stuff out. Who cares that my intro video shows scenes from Waco, Texas, and various other police officer and military style stuff violating American people on American soil. It's because they want to paint any true patriot, if you say, you can call me, I'm just, whatever. They want to paint anyone who believes in our constitutional rights. They want to paint you out to be a criminal. Video 1, titled DC Corruption, uploaded 1 year ago. Corruption in Defiance, Ohio. Preview for the release that is coming soon, starting this October, using local cases of corruption, right? How to fight back. As soon as the video starts, it states the day is coming soon to where good men are going to have to do bad things to very bad people. And that's the truth, like it or not. Okay, is that a crime? No, but they want to act like, oh, this is a criminal person saying something like this. No. John F. Kennedy said, however many years ago, that those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable, right? Or something like that. I'm not probably not quoting exactly how he said it, but it's common sense. It's common sense. If you do not cater to our trying to peacefully resolve these matters, and you want to run over us and ruin our lives, and you think you're going to keep getting away with it, the only thing you're doing is building up anger and opening the doorway to chaos. Okay, that's the truth. That's not me saying that's what I want. I want to be clear on everything. I am not calling for violence at all on anybody. Okay, I'm not calling for any type of violence. I'm stating the very common sense fact that if you refuse to do things properly and respect the people who you serve, and you refuse to handle these things and allow them to give them a peaceful way to handle these things, and you want to ignore that, you are only building up to violence to come out, right? And you can damn me for saying that or all you want, but it's the truth. Right? So, but they want to make sure they point out, and that's the thing, they're going to make sure they point out all these things that might make you look bad, right? The video features Defiance City Police cars, Defiance County Sheriff's cars, State Highway Patrol cars, Masonic Building, and the Defiance Municipal Court. Yes, it features that in that video. And why is that? It's because the topics and the subject matter of what I'm talking about, right? These are the people violating us. These are the people that are... sorry, I gotta fix my mic here. These are the people violating us. These are the people that are behind all of this stuff, right? Nothing in my videos is wrong. Nothing in my videos is criminal, okay? But I'm pointing out to you, this is what they did to me, and I waited a long time. I waited. I came to these people honorably and said, this is wrong what you're doing to me, fix it, right? They refused to do that. So I said, I'm going to put this shit on video. I'm going to let everybody know what to do about it. You still don't want to fix it. You want to hold to your criminal, to your sins against me, and then try to find me guilty of a crime, right? I've not been guilty of a crime from day one. Since any of this started. The only crimes committed were by the sheriff's department, by the prosecutor, by my lawyer, and by the judge. And that's a fact. And every one of them are Masons. My employer, the sheriff, the prosecutor, my lawyer, the judge, they're all Masons. That's just a fact. And that's a fact. Are you going to deny it? No, they're a club. Okay? And, I don't care. That's... I understood when I was, what I was up against, so I threw it out there, and now because of that, they declared war on me. They taken the power of their club to declare war on me. So then video number 2, titled Breaking the Law, update, who is our government? Issues slow things down, but moving ahead. New video coming out to break down local case of an innocent man charged for a crime he didn't commit. And that's talking about Rob Schaefer's case, right? Lawrence Steele states that government is corruption. Yep, I stand on that. Government is corruption. The video features the Defiance County Sheriff Doug Ingo. He states that Ingo works for the state against the people. Yep, and that's an exact fact. It's a fact. Ingo says it himself in the video, in one of my videos, right? He has to answer to the court. He has to answer to the state, not to the people who, when you go to get this redressed, every one of these organizations say, well, we can't do nothing about it because he answers to the people. Well, I show up and he don't answer to the people, right? So he states that the next time one of them pulls a gun on him for no reason, then the video has a clown being punched in the face and falling to the ground. Lawrence then states, you feel me? Lawrence Steele explains that the SO, along with prosecutor Essex, Judge Roars, his employer, violated his rights. And that is a fact, okay? And oh, does it offend you or does it make you afraid? What is the deal that you got to point out that part in my video? It's in there. It's on the video titled DC Corruption Preview. And yeah, that's in there. It says me saying next time one of them pull a gun on me for no reason, and then it shows a clown being punched in the face. So what? So what? You acted aggressively when you pulled a gun on me, when you put your hand on your gun and you even put it in your report, when you showed up at my work while I was doing nothing but my job, minding my business. You pulled a gun out on me. That's an act of aggression, okay? And if you weren't wearing a badge, what's that mean? If somebody did that to you out on the street, what's that mean? You have a right to defend yourself, and we have a right to defend ourselves. And when they are acting unlawfully, then they are no longer in accordance with the law. Then they need to be put in their place. That's what I have to say about that, okay? But you got to watch what you say because they're going to try to say that's criminal and this is criminal. Nothing I'm saying is criminal, and I'm not calling for violence on them. But I'm calling for we do not put up with violence against us for no reason, right? He stated that the states use fake laws. Yep, that's true. You know, so they're pointing out all this. The video features WTOL 11 clip from Rob Schaefer OBI arrest. He talks about losing his vehicle and shows a foreclosure notice for his residence. He said his lawyer hung him out to dry and complains about the sheriff's office and judge ignoring his rights. It's all fact. It's all fact, okay? Anyways, he talks about being falsely arrested for domestic violence by the Defiance County Sheriff's Office. He states he was arrested at his place of employment and went to jail. He stated that the judge ordered him out of his home during the arraignment of the charges. He said that he was later pulled over and the Sheriff's Department took his clothing from him, that he had his car as evidence, he was in his home. He stated he was left homeless. He talks about prosecutor Troy Essex calls him a chicken shit, right? And I still call him a chicken shit. Of course, he's no longer prosecutor now, right? By the end of this month, he becomes judge, right? My lawyer decided to bend me over, right? And his reward for that, his reward for giving them what they want, he's now moved up to assistant prosecutor. He's now moved into the system, no longer a private lawyer. Now he's assistant prosecutor of Williams County. Okay, that was his reward for bending me over and making me take their bullcrap, allowing them to violate me. And Mr. Essex now moves up to be judge. And the funny thing about that is when you go to vote, there's only one person to vote for judge, because I don't know, Roars is retiring or whatever he's doing. I don't know, maybe he's moving up, I don't know, right? But the opening comes open, so they have only one choice, okay? And here's the nice thing about that. When it's time to vote, you don't want to vote for that person, so you skip it, right? Like I didn't want to vote for Essex, so I skip it. Except the thing is, there's no yes or no, right? So even though I skip it, it don't count as a no vote. They still count it as he got unanimously voted, voted in, and he didn't. Anyone who didn't vote that, they should be counting that as a no, but they don't. Nobody wants him in there. He's corrupt, right? But now he moves up to the judge. This is what corruption gets. This is what their unlawful actions and their mistreating people gets them moved up higher in the ranks of the satanic system. So I did call him a chicken shit. And why did I call him a chicken shit? Because he refuses to allow me to, which I have proven every right to do so, every reason to do so, to withdraw my plea and put it right back where it was at. And I call him a chicken shit, not as in a muscle kind of way, right? I'm calling him a chicken shit because he won't take me on in court and let me fight my own case without a lawyer, and because I have everything I need to prove my innocence. And he wouldn't allow it. Neither would the judge. So yeah, I said he's a chicken shit. So what? He said that Prosecutor Essex knows he will spank his ass and send him crying to mom. Based on the context, it appears to be speaking about the court process. That's exactly what it is. So respect to Sergeant Doctor. Yeah, they're taught to look for all these things that they could try to find it as criminal, but he sees what's being said there and not taking it out of context. The context is about fighting it in the court process, fighting it peacefully. Right? I'm not trying to call for violence. I'm not trying to say, hey, you get out here and get in the ring with me, right? Video number 3, update from the front lines. I'm on the front lines here fighting for my rights, and the one step I've been hesitant, whatever. So they go on to talk about stuff that I said in the videos. The Sheriff's Department is auctioning my house. I'm in my house and I'm not going anywhere, and this is becoming a big problem. Okay, that's what this all, So, he talks about the stuff I put out in the videos. He said they threw me in jail 4 nights so they could make money. 1 night in jail because I supposedly harmed somebody, and it turns out that was a lie. Nobody was harmed, and the person that lied was a cop. Okay, the only people lying in this case is the cops. The only people who have lied in this case from day one is the sheriff's office, right? The prosecutor, my lawyer, the judge. These guys are all dishonest, every one of them. The only crimes committed through this case are from those people, and that's a fact. Then video number 4, Defiance County Sheriff detained, dated July 20th, 2023. Summary of video, audit video of Sheriff's Office. The video starts with him on loudspeaker stating, "Attention piggies, you are going to be detained for public questioning." Right? And yeah, I did say that, and I don't care. I put it on the fucking megaphone and I said, attention, right? But let's put that into context too. I'm not trying to call every cop a pig, like that's what, I'm not saying every cop's a pig. I'm saying the ones there that I've been dealing with, they're pigs. Okay? Sheriff Ingo is a dirty pig. And that's a fact. Austin Little's a dirty pig. Benjamin Mosier's a dirty pig. Troy Essex is a dirty pig. Okay? He's not a cop. He's now going to be a judge. He's a dirty pig. And that's exactly what that is. Okay? While filming, he talks about keeping the peace with Deputy Hardy. He then speaks with Chief Deputy and provides him with some paperwork. He states that he was wrongfully arrested and calls Deputy Armstrong. He's got the name wrong there. I didn't call I don't know who Armstrong is. I called Deputy Mosier or Little, whichever one, a bitch, right? And I did. Okay, he says that he is refusing to leave his house and wanted to know what keeping the peace means. Now let's hold on right there for that video, that specific video. When I come to these people and try to make my complaint that they wrongfully threw me out of my house and they stole from me and robbed me and all this and that, I did in that video say you guys are not welcome on my property. I did say I want to know what keeping the peace means, right? But what's being ignored here is that the chief deputy stated to me right in that video, well, you know what, you didn't give us a lot of time, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to look into this and we'll get back with you. Okay, they never got back with me. Okay, they were totally dishonorable. Okay, had he gotten back with me and called me up and said, oh, well, this ain't going to go down how you like it. So if you're not out of there by this date, we will be showing up in force. He didn't do that. Instead, he ignored it, and they caught me by surprise on purpose. That's how they operate. Okay, they didn't do the honorable thing. He didn't keep to his word and do his job properly, because I presented him with information. Hey, you need to look at this, because the sheriff's department does not answer to the court. They answer to the Constitution. They answer to the people. And if you can prove that this court order should not be followed, then you do not have to enforce it, right? But they didn't want to do that. Why? Because it all comes down to the sheriff's department to begin with. It all started with the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department wrongfully arrested me, acted against me, violated my rights, caused all these problems on me. So of course they're going to side with the court. But instead of doing his job properly, they ignored it and just waited for the perfect opportunity. And, but they're not being charged with the crime. Audit recap, video number 5, audit recap, update, blah, blah, Video number 6, robbed by DCS again. Okay, the video shows Lawrence yelling profanity at Deputy Little, Deputy Flannery, Deputy Moeller, and a representative of Nation Star. Stop right there, okay? You can go watch the video all you want. I'm not yelling profanities at them. I'm yelling at them because they want to sit there and ignore it. They refuse to allow me all my property to take my property. Okay, they were supposedly there to show up to keep the peace. They didn't keep the peace. They show up with guns out, forced me off my property, and then wouldn't allow me to touch my personal belongings. That is wrong. I should have had all day to get my personal belongings out of there. They were there to keep the peace, right? No, this is exactly why I went there, to say, what does keep the peace mean? They didn't want to answer it because they knew what it meant. They didn't want to say, well, keep the peace. What that actually means is we'll come there and kill you if we have to, if you refuse to leave. That's exactly what keep the peace means, and that's exactly what I was getting at in that video, and people knew it. Okay, but instead, like I'm being unreasonable. They are being unreasonable. And secondly, there was not a representative of Nation Star, and that's a big concern there, because in that court order, the 3-day notice, which I never received, it says a representative of Nation Star. They will be there to keep the peace, while a representative of correction. They will be there to keep the peace while the plaintiff, Nation Star, takes possession. Okay? Now, let's look into that. It does not say a representative of Nation Star. So right away, that's already wrong. They did not give possession to Nation Star. And secondly, this guy that was there is not a representative of Nation Star. Jason Baker, he's iLink Realty. He's out of Swanton, Ohio. He has nothing to do with Nation Star. Okay, so they were in the wrong. Okay, and Sergeant Doctor, you got it wrong. Jason Baker, who was there in a red shirt on that video, he is not a representative of Nation Star. And at no time was anybody asked to provide identification for who they were. Jason Baker is not Nation Star. He's his own person who's now selling my house. So it goes on to talk about that. And then we go video number 7. I'll get this whole report copied and put up on my website, americauncensored.net, maybe over onto mediadefiance.org, maybe a few days. Okay. But anyways, if anyone who wants to read the whole report, please report. That's fine. But I will, within a few days or so, I got a lot of stuff going on, but I'll try to get these published up there. Video number 7, Defiance County Sheriff, they're stealing property. In this video, he again complains about the Sheriff's Department, stating they ruined his life. He says that he is going to get them out of here, but it sounds as if he's talking about through election process, right? Of course, right? Right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, okay? He talks about someone running against Sheriff Ingle and Mayor McCann. Yep. Except I had the year wrong. I thought next year was for mayor. It was this year. And of course, dirty Mayor McCann's still in there. And but Ingles is coming up, I think, this coming year, 24. But I want Ingle arrested, okay? I want him arrested. I want him relieved of his duty. And we're the ones with authority to do that. And I went there and told him he's relieved of his duty. What's he doing? He's not cooperating, okay? He's violating the law. And where do I get that from? Because I went all the way up to the state attorney general, and the state attorney general tells me he has no authority over an office that charged me in favor of the state, that was working for the state. Sheriff Engel was working for the state. He wasn't working for the county. He wasn't working for his voters when he allowed this wrongful crime to be committed against me, allowed me to be locked in jail, allowed me to lose my job, allowed me to lose everything I own, allowed his office to steal by gunpoint from me. And to this day, they still have all of my belongings. Okay? But where do you go? This is how the government's going. You know, so Larry, again, complains in the video about being evicted from his home by the sheriff's department. He asks his followers to call the sheriff's department, puts the numbers up there, you know, all that stuff. That, you know, the point is they're going through here. You know, let's see, now, video number 12, federal crime involves sheriff. Now, this is underlined. He states that he is following cops around in the sheriff's department, and that's underlined. Yeah, I have a right to do that. It's not a crime. You work for us. Okay, you work for us. We pay you. We are the boss. You can follow us around every day, and it's not considered stalking. But now you want to say that because I'm following my public servants around, that's harassment or stalking? It's not. Okay, that's a right that we have to do. And if I'm putting it on camera, I'm showing what's happening there. Now, when I was following that sheriff, and they knew I was following them, they sped through town to be able to beat me through the lights. They sped through town. And by the time I got through the lights, they were nowhere to be found. Okay, why? Because they're always up to no good. And the thing is, here's the point about this. Okay, bad cop lives here. Now we'll get to this. Lawrence complains about the sheriff stealing his property. He then enters into the parking lot of whatever apartments, I can't think of the name of it right now, and films several marked sheriff's deputies' cars. Car number 2016 and 2017. He complains about Sheriff Engel. He speaks with someone about the deputies that live on his property. He stated that Deputy Little, whatever. He says, I wonder what they would do if I pounded on their door and yanked them out and took all their property, right? He then talks, car 2017 says, maybe I should find out what apartment they live in and yank them out of their effing house and take all their stuff, right? Well, why not? That's what they did to me. Okay, but here's the point. So they, now the supplement. After reviewing all the videos on YouTube produced by Lawrence Steele, reviewing the context of his speech, and speaking with the deputies involved, no charges are being filed at this time. Lawrence was issued a no trespass order for whatever apartments, which he accepted and stated he would not go there, right? It's all peaceful, right? The thing is, the context of the speech, right? What they're trying to do is charge me with a crime. This is the whole point of this. Here, the Defiance, I didn't know, so a shout out to Charles for letting me know about this, because I was paying attention to the sheriff's department. Well, here, the Defiance City Police, the sheriff's department, chicken shits, go and contact the Defiance Police and say, hey, check out his videos, find some reason to charge him with a crime. They wanted a reason for me to be charged with a crime and thrown in jail, right? Because they don't want to put up with me following them around and pointing out what they're doing wrong, okay? And all of this boils down to, just like it has from day one, I've tried to give every chance. All you got to do is step in honor and do the right thing. Step up, do the right thing. Uphold your oath, do the right thing. What was done to me was wrong in anyone's eyes, okay? Right? This is what I say in this videos, and they're trying to say like it's hate speech or violent speech. Okay, it ain't. Okay, it ain't. The only point I'm making is, if I was to do this to you, what would happen? What would happen? If I was to do this to them, I would be shot, I'd be thrown in jail, I'd be charged with a crime, right? They can do it though. They did it to me, and it's A-okay, right? So, one point I want to, so I appreciate that you watched my videos, Sergeant Doctor, please hit those like buttons, help me out here. Secondly, as well as I do, after watching those things, I've explained crimes and nothing's being done about it. Okay, instead they're trying to find a way to turn it around and charge me with a crime. To this day, they're still, even though I'm trying to let it go, I'm trying to move on to different content for my videos. I'm trying to say, you know what, forget it, it ain't worth it, right? Nobody's gonna be helping me out, nobody gives a shit what's going on with me, so whatever, I'll find some other stuff to make my videos about. And that's what I was trying to do. And then somebody gets a hold of me and lets me know that they've been investigating me. The Defiance City Police Department now has been investigating me because the Sheriff's Department, the judge, all these people that are involved want me to be charged with a crime, okay? Because they're the ones that committed the crime and they can't step up in honor, okay? No one's asking that you admit you done something and throw yourself in jail. I'm saying you admit that what was done was wrong, you apologize for it, and you help me take the steps to fix my life that you ruined. But I'm not, this is bullshit is what it is. So, my thing is, Sergeant Doctor, you looked at this stuff. You are an officer of the law under oath. So you seen, and according to your oath, according to any of these people's oaths, they know of the crime now, and that is their job to do something about it. It is their job to help me redress this situation. But none of them will. None of them will act against each other. Well, because frankly, let's just state the truth. If Sergeant Doctor was to step up and say, I watched your videos and the stuff you're saying, if you can indeed improve all this stuff, this is a crime, and I'm going to help you with it. If he'd done that, he would be without a job. Guarantee. Right? That's why none of them will step up and honor their oath. They're not going to honor their oath because the fact is they will lose their job if they step up against the system that feeds them, right? But here's the problem. You say whatever you want, but you're under oath, and this qualifies for your oath just as much as it does for you as a human being. And I just want to point out one thing today. I'll try not to get all religious on people today, right? But let's just look at Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness, whether he hath seen it or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. Okay, now you can look into different versions to get a different perspective, a more English way of saying that. But what's that saying is, of this violation, of this sin, and you bear it. Now this is your sin as well. It's just like you committed this sin, committed this acts against me, because you now know of it. And your oath states pretty much in different wording, pretty much the same thing, right? This is what when I tell people, you want to understand the law, then understand what's in the Bible, right? And that's the truth. And people want to argue that. It's not, their oath, the wording is in the oath. And that's a fact. The wording is in the oath. As a part of their oath, when I brought my complaint to my lawyer and he seen what was wrong there, instead of siding with them, he should have stepped up and said, yeah, you're right, they're violating you. Let me show you how to take care of this. Instead, he tried to tell me I had no way to prove my claim, and then talked me into a deal. And then after it was said and done, I found out that he had in his files for me all the proof that was needed. Okay, then I go to the judge and I submit my thing and I say, hey, this is wrong. It was the judge, because he's under oath, it's his job to see what was wrong there and say, you're right, we're going to fix this. The judge ignored it. I then go to the the appeals court, and I tell them, and you know what? They side with these guys, and they say, well, it's not on the record. Well, then why aren't you asking why I'm charged for anything if nothing's on the record? The only thing that's not on the record is a conversation between me and my lawyer. Otherwise, everything else is on the record. And all of that will prove that I was innocent and that the prosecutor was maliciously prosecuting me. It will prove that the paperwork handed to him stated, in fact, I did not hurt nobody and I did not commit a crime. There was no reason for me to be in jail 4 nights, right? And it will also prove on the record is proof that they took control over my property, ordered me off of my property, out of my house, during that time for almost 4 months without following due process. And everybody wants to, let's just go to sleep and ignore that. Due process is very important. And because they're getting away with it, that means they're going to come around whenever they feel like it and tell you, get the hell off your property, and it's going to be upheld because they upheld it in my case. People want to ignore that. You watch and see. Wait till it happens to you. You keep being a cop sucker and see where it gets you, right? That's just a fact. Okay, so I'm sorry. You now know of this crime. Sergeant Doctor, you know of this crime. The chief of police now knows of this crime. The state police know of this crime. All the county officials under oath know of this crime. All the city officials under oath know of this crime. The Attorney General, Ohio Attorney General, under oath, knows of this crime. All these people know of this crime, and they're ignoring it. You know, so anyway, so now I'll just get down to the two points I want to make. As one, the people you have in your life, I'm offended, right? I'm going to show you this, excuse me. I'm going to show you this, this meme that's going around, and I take some offense to it. It was a relative of mine that more than once has posted this same meme. Okay, you don't even realize you're posting this same meme. And you know, if you know, I love and respect this relative of mine who posted this, right? I want to be clear on that, and it doesn't change my respect for them. You know, it doesn't. I will always. I will stand for you always. You know. Right? But the fact of the matter is, here's what's posted, and I'll show it up there, but it says, thank you, night shift. Although we rarely see you, we do appreciate you protecting us while we sleep. Okay? And I'm like, this particular relative of mine has never once in his life seen a case where the police, cops on the night shift have protected anybody. Right? That's not the case. They're not protecting any of us. They're protecting themselves only and the satanic system they answer to. And that's the truth. You call the police and the crime's going to happen before they show up. Okay? And you act like you're sleeping at night and they're protecting you. No, they're not. God's protecting you. Why aren't you sharing memes that God is protecting you? Thank you, God, during the night while I'm sleeping, you're protecting me. You're not. Instead, you're thanking the police, the night shift police, who are not protecting you. They're not stopping any crimes. Okay, this is what people don't get. And you know damn well they're not stopping any crimes. They're not doing nothing but making lives hard. The night shift, all they're doing is running around looking for reasons to pull people over for a license plate light out and then try to bust them for being DUIs, stuff like that. They're not stopping criminals. They're not patrolling out in the country to make sure your house ain't getting robbed or broke into. That's not happening. These crimes happen, okay? Breaking and enterings happen, murders happen, all these stuff that happen during the night, right? All these things that happen, they happen, okay? They're not stopped before they happen, okay? So you are not being protected by the night shift, and people don't understand that. They are not protecting you. Instead, they're making your life worse, okay? You ain't thanking God for protecting you. That's where your protection is coming from. And I hate to be like that, but you know what? I'm offended by that. This is a relative of mine that knows better, that knows he's older than me, and all his life, he's never once seen where the cops have protected anybody. Okay? I've never once in my life seen where the cops have actually protected anybody. They show up and they got their guns out because their safety matters. They're protecting themselves. They're protecting the system. They're not protecting you. Okay? And, you know, it gets me because this is how people are brainwashed. I'm not trying to say, you know, I understand that. I'm not trying to, you know, come off against my relative that posted that because, like I say, I love him, respect him. And there's also other relatives that will share the same stuff. But here's the thing. They're also Trump supporters. You know, because if you know me, I am absolutely not a Biden supporter. But I'm trying to tell people both sides are fighting for the same agenda, right? And that's what gives me, I'm going to give this shout out to, here's the deal, and I'm going to show this clip real quick. We'll get to this, and let me just show you this.
Anybody who's got their head poked into the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment community and knows what's going on and knows how cops treat the general public, especially when they think they're ignorant, but they already walk around like they're untouchable. But what if they got a nationwide blanket approval from a sitting president to escape from any and all prosecution for the crimes that they commit? Because that's what just happened. That's essentially what Donald Trump just said is going to happen by broad brushing. And he was very general about this by basically saying that he's going to indemnify policemen and all law enforcement. In other words, he's going to hold them guiltless for any crimes that they might commit while they're on the job. And to indemnify does mean to hold them guiltless, to view them as innocent, no matter what they do. And there's a lot.
So anyways, I invite you to, I'll leave a link in the description for that, and invite you to watch his video. I'm not going to play the whole thing or whatever. My video's gone on long enough. This is the point. Okay, the same kind of people that are baffled into being a Trump supporter because they think Trump's chosen by God and Trump is on our side, and he's not. Okay, the system is very much coming against us, and it's only going to get worse from here on out. And Trump is very much a part of that system, just as much as Biden is. I assure you of that. Okay, Trump got out just in time because things were going to hell in this country. Okay, and Trump added to that. Okay, we are very much in debt because he passed this stimulus. Okay, he did Project Warp Speed, for the VAX. He's behind all of it just as much as everybody else, but he comes out because he says things about loving this country, okay? But he's not doing what's right for this country, and you are now going to give these criminal cops, his plan is to give them absolute immunity is what it comes down to, right? No matter what they do, if they're in the wrong when they kill you, if they're in the wrong when they charge you, they're in the wrong no matter what they do, they will be held guiltless because they are the cops. Okay, and when are the people going to wake up and see that, right? Like my one relative that posted that meme, thank you night shift, right? When are you going to wake up and see the truth? Look at your own relative right here whose life is absolutely ruined for being innocent. But that's not how, this is how brainwashed this we are as a whole. This is a problem. I'm not trying to call out just my one relative, right? I'm trying to say this is how they brainwash us and take control of our minds, okay? We believe that you got to choose one side or the other, okay? The lesser of two evils or whatever, right? So we believe Trump is all great, and we believe the police are there to protect us. And they're not. You look right here at me, and instead they want to say, I got people in my own family and certain friends that look at me and look at my case and they figure I'm just guilty, right? That's how it is. I must be guilty. And they were in the right for what they did. And they were not, and I assure you of that. When are we going to open our eyes and wake up? My life, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm living in the worst conditions right now. It sucks. My life sucks. And only one thing I want back is totally ruined, and it all comes down to this local government, the sheriff's office, and the rest of them who have violated me. And now it comes down to all this time I've been trying to get them to do the right thing, and instead they're trying to charge me with crimes. Anyways, thanks for watching. I got some other material I'm going to be working on that's not so much about this stuff, but we need to figure out what's going on with all of us. We're all in trouble. Okay, and we need to get our lives right. We need to get stuff straightened out. And you know what? We need to right our wrongs. First of all, we need to repent. And repent means not just saying, oh, God, forgive me for my sins. It's saying, God, this specific sins I've done, and let me lay my sins out to you, and please help me correct these matters, right? Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I thank you for watching. And if I missed anyone out in the shout-outs, I'll get around to you. My mind's just all over the place right now. And anyway, see ya.